So, I'm making some deviled eggs, and I thought that we could chat, and I can show you how to make deviled eggs and all that kind of stuff. So, there's some things I want to talk about, and I'll tell you how to do this too while I'm doing it. So, I got my bowl. Need a couple bowls. I got this pan because I don't have a large plate. So I guess I'll keep this in my lap. So I got hard-boiled eggs. So this is deviled eggs, and this is what you need. I like garlic salt, mustard, whatever kind of mustard, however you like your mustard, turmeric, cayenne pepper. I have some minced celery and onion, and hard-boiled eggs, and mayonnaise. So let's do this. So I wanted to talk about just stuff. I want to talk about, I guess you could say, understanding and forgiveness and humans and all that stuff. So, and the fact that you can forgive somebody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to continue to do the things that you used to do just because you forgive somebody. Ooh, I see the crows are out. They got some food earlier. So, I want to talk about kind of who I used to be and who I am now. People who have been watching my videos for a while have seen some of the videos where I talk about some of the things that happened in my life when I was younger. And no, stop. And the person it turned me into. And so you guys kind of know that story. Take your yolk and pull it out. Just like that. Yeah, so things happened to me and kind of shaped many years of my life. And a lot of it wasn't very good. I lost everything multiple times, and look, watch. Boop. Yeah. And so I used to be like a raging alcoholic. I never really got into like drugs. Like early in my youth, I was pretty hardcore into meth and stuff for a while there, but one day I just decided that I didn't want to do that anymore, and I left town and I quit. And I understand that most people can't do that kind of stuff, but I did, and I do that all the time. Like, I quit smoking, I quit drinking, I quit doing drugs, I quit all that stuff. No meetings, no none of that. Just sheer want to be different and better. And not saying anything about anybody. If you need to go to meetings and you need that type of support, good. You know what I mean? I just, with my anxiety and all that kind of stuff, going to meetings isn't going to do me any good because I'm just going to be panicking the whole time and I'm not going to get any help. I'm just going to be flustered and frustrated. So I have to do those things alone. And so yeah. So I have my best friend. Both of us have our issues. Both of us have had hard lives, and both of us, the reason we're traveling together is because we made a pact that we were going to be sober together. And my friend relapsed a week or so ago, and I was very upset about it. And I was going to X this person out of my life for all eternity. And so I started to think to myself, what about all those people that forgave me when I fucked up? And I don't even know how many times I fucked up. Hundreds of times. Especially in the beginning when I started to say that I wanted to be sober. You know what I mean? You end up relapsing and all that stuff. And I've had many people who have shown me mercy and forgiveness. And, being a person who's trying to quit doing things, it's hard, you slip up sometimes. And I understand that. And so I was very, very upset. And I was going to X this person out of my life for all eternity and never speak to him again. But like I said, I started to think about all the people that showed me mercy and forgiveness. And I decided that instead of being angry and shaming my friend and all that stuff, I would try to understand what happened. And he said that he went to go do something, and he just got this thing in his head that was like, oh, you've been sober for years, you're older now, you're smarter now, have a couple beers. And that's what he did. And a day and a half, 2 days later, he came back. He went on a bender. And, he had to pay for that and his own physical well-being and all that stuff. I was very, very, very upset because, like I said, we made a pact to be sober together as friends and to be each other's support system. And I didn't feel like I had any type of support system left. And I was really upset about that. And then, I decided not to be cruel because I can be cruel. And that's something that I'm working on, because if I'm upset, I can be a very cruel person. And, that's something I try not to do or be anymore, is a cruel person. And so I asked him, why did this come about? What happened? He just said, he thought that he could just relax and have a couple beers, and that he was sorely mistaken, and that it took him for a ride for a couple days. And I can't even say how many times something like that has happened to me, and all the people that have forgiven me, and all the people who love me despite the monster I used to be and the horrible things that I used to do. And so I decided to show kindness and mercy. But that does not mean that I personally need to stray from my path of what I'm trying to do for my life, because I would be dead. Like, if somebody didn't kill me or I didn't kill myself, there would be some kind of accident, because I was if you were to wonder what, like, the worst, most rude, cruel, dirty, obnoxious, violent, hateful, despicable, disgusting, drunk person was, that was me. I have said things to friends and family that are just like, and I've done things to all kinds of people, just violence, unnecessary cruelty, and still, most of them have shown me mercy and forgiveness. And what kind of person would I be if I couldn't do the same for my friend? So I did, and you know, and that's my friend's journey that he's gonna have to go on now. You know what I mean? And I wanted to go straight back to the streets. I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna abandon everything that I fucking have. I don't give a fuck about nothing because, I spent most of my life, I never had nothing. So it doesn't mean anything to me to not have nothing. I'm fucking used to it. It's part of my life not having nothing. I haven't had electricity, running water, a home for over 20 years. And it's all because of the choices that I've made in my life. And it's just, but that does, like I said, that doesn't mean that I am supposed to stray from my path. And so, and you can forgive somebody for something that they did, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop your growth. And so that's what I'm doing. I will be continuing on my path, just with the knowledge that everybody in life is broken in some way. And if you spend your energy thinking that another human being is going to always be on your path with you and not deter, then you're crazy, because they will. They're humans. They're not you. They're who they are. They're going through their thing. And they're just gonna have to go through their thing in their life, and I have to go through my thing in my life. And I still am going to get a bike and start worrying more just about me and only me. But I'm not gonna hit the streets again. I'm gonna hang out this trailer, because a woman on the streets alone is not a good thing. So I just have to come to the realization that my path is my path alone, and I cannot let somebody else's mistakes dictate whether or not I fuck up my life. And so that's what's happening. So I'm getting a bike, and I'm working on doing some things to make my life better, and hopefully I'll have a place soon and all that. But I just wanted to do a quick thing on forgiveness, and all the people that have forgiven me in my life for being the absolute worst. Who am I to not forgive somebody else? Especially somebody who's been kind to me and kept me out of harm's way for such a time. And so that's just a little something on forgiveness. And just think in your life, when somebody does something, if you have friends or family members who have addiction problems and they are trying to make themselves better, just remember, people fuck up, and that you should forgive them. But forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean staying on the same path. It just means letting them figure it out on their own and not being drugged down by another person's decisions. Because in life, in reality, you, in the end, are all you got. And so, be strong, carry on, and that's it. Just don't let other people drag you down. So that's it. I messed up, that day. I got pissed and I bought myself a pack of cigarettes, and I smoked a whole pack of cigarettes. And I feel stupid because that is me letting another human being dictate how I act in this world based on a decision that they made that had nothing to do with me. And that's stupid. So, yeah. And, that's just a little thing on forgiveness and all that. So, let's make some deviled eggs. Okay. So I got all my yolks right here. Now we'll put some mayonnaise in it. Let's start with, we'll say, a cup and a half, 2 cups of mayonnaise. Maybe. I don't measure, so I just start low, and then you can always go higher. But if you go higher and you use too much, then that's it. And then some mustard. Give a little squirt. Oh, and some garlic salt. Turmeric. I put turmeric in everything. Turmeric helps with, turmeric has all kinds of benefits, but it also helps with inflammation. So it's a good thing, to have in your diet. And some cayenne pepper. Just a little bit. Alright. Let me stir it all up. Once I get it all stirred up, have you guys ever, I know deviled eggs in my family when I was growing up. Deviled eggs are usually like a holiday thing. You know what I mean? You get them on Christmas and Thanksgiving. But I think those holidays really shaped my eating, the way I eat. As my aunt, I kind of grew up with her for a few years in my life, and she was like the one in the family who threw all the big parties, and Christmas and Thanksgiving and all those things were at her house. And so it's something about finger foods, something about like hors d'oeuvres, small little things, little sandwiches, little crackers with a piece of cheese and some salami and olives and deviled eggs and almond roca, and just tiny little finger things are, I suppose, my comfort food. So that's what I'm doing today. Is I spent a few days in the garden, getting my garden, putting up my greenhouse and getting my garden ready. And instead of being an angry person, I just decided to do things for myself that make me happy. Okay. Some onions. making some chicken sandwiches later. So basically, chicken sandwiches are the exact same thing, but with chicken and no eggs. You make sandwiches. I don't know. Yeah, so I guess I've been doing comfort things lately. Things that make me feel comfortable and happy. And I've been trying some diced celery. I don't know what's been going on. I've been trying to email YouTube. I keep uploading videos and they won't upload for like 2 or 3 days. And I'm like, what the hell, you know? I don't have a salacious YouTube channel, and I don't do crazy stuff, you know? I just show you guys my potions and my art and make food and talk about stuff. I say fuck a lot, but don't really think that's salacious, but I don't know what's going on. I read something that said, oh, maybe your video size is too big or something like that, and I'm like, I've been recording on the same thing, never changed. I've been downloading the same way. I always have, never changed. And so I don't understand what this is. But like my past 5 or 6 videos, like I'll post them, and then like 2 days later I'll look and they still haven't downloaded. And then I'll have to delete them, re-upload them, and then sometimes those won't download for days. And then I'll have to delete them and re-upload them again, and it's becoming obnoxious. But so if you guys see, most of the videos you've been seeing lately are like days behind because I keep having to download and re-upload and delete and re-upload, and I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, shit, maybe I'll just use Instagram and YouTube can take this job and shove it. I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't really care, you know. I want to play games, I'll just leave. I don't give a shit. That's how I am. YouTube wants to get all fucking... And I really don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? I sit here, show you guys my dolls, my plants. I don't know. So, yep. So I mix it all together. I'm gonna taste it. Good. Perfect. Now it's a paste. I hate not having room. Put that there. Take your little empty egg, fill it. Boop. I think deviled eggs have always been one of my favorites. And then I'm getting ready to do chicken sandwiches. That's basically the same thing. So I just take the chicken, I debone it, I put a bunch of mayonnaise and salt and mustard and onions and celery in it, and salt and pepper, and then mix it all together, and then you put it on a sandwich. And that's it. So when you're done making your deviled eggs, put a little cayenne on it. I, I would paprika, but I like the cayenne. That's it. Oh. And I would like to say that I personally am very proud of myself for not being a hateful, vindictive, angry person, and for having the understanding to understand that everybody's going through their own thing and people make mistakes, and sometimes you just need to understand a little, but that doesn't mean that it has to become part of you. And so you can forgive without it becoming part of you. And if you need to move on, you can move on with forgiveness. And so you can move on without hate or animosity in your heart. And if something really, really upsets you because a human being has, how do you say that word? Disappointed you, just remember at some point in your life you disappointed somebody too. And it's just life, I guess. And but just do some things, take yourself out of the situation, go do some of the things that make you the most happiest. Take a nice hot bath, make some deviled eggs, plant some flowers. Think about all the forgiveness that you've had in your life from other people, and then forgive and carry on your path and don't stray, because in the end you are all you got, even though you might have friends. Peace out.